Hello, welcome to battle number 18. I know I just had two losses in a row, but I didn't want to give up today. I just kind of want to see. It's almost the end of the season. It will reset anyway. So I just kind of want to see how I would go against the teams. Ooh, Arceus, Shade Rider, Chien-Pao, Incineroar, Rillaboom, and Smeargle. I feel like it's gonna do the same thing that it was going to do before. Is there a world that I want to Chien-Pao? Is this faster than my Zamazenta? Yes, it is. So I'm gonna go Zamazenta, Chien-Pao, kill the freaking Smeargle, and let's move on from there, right? I might have Fake Out though. Let's see. Shade Rider and Tingmu. Or Raging Bolt. Oh, Raging Bolt. Let's see. I might regret this. I might regret this so much. Chien-Pao and Incineroar. Alright. Mine faster, and then Chien-Pao, and then me, and then Incineroar. Okay. Do I Dragon Terrastol Fighting Steel? I think it will Fake Out, Protect, and then Icy Wind. Please, you're gonna use Fake Out. Yep. Into, yes, my Zamazenta, of course. Chien-Pao, I use Icy Wind. And what does the enemy Chien-Pao use? So I should be faster than the Chien-Pao now. Swords Dance. Maybe Sucker Punch. Body Press. Chien-Pao. And Ruination. Incineroar. That should kill cause not a bulky Pokemon, right? Ruination into the Incineroar. Body Press, Chien-Pao. Yep, it kills. Sash was gone. Swords Dance was useless. And that was the turn. Okay. And Will-O-Wisp on the Chien-Pao, but it was never really a strong offensive Pokemon. So that is okay. Oh yeah, and they're also -1 defense, right? Calyrex, the Shade Rider. That's okay. Y-Guard. Sucker Punch. Because he's gonna protect. Okay, so now he knows my Y-Guard. Damn. Okay, so he's been playing very careful. He knows that I have Y-Guard. So he's not going to use Astral Barrage as much. Parting Shot into the Zamazenta. That's okay. going to probably switch out. What are you going to bring? Arceus. Is that also normal Arceus? Normal Arceus. No. Body Press, Arceus, Sucker Punch, Calyrex. Wow. What were you planning to do? Okay. Oh, so I can only use Y guard. That is very smart. Yes, I knew Encore. I should have been more careful. Swords Dance again. I have to switch out into Shade Rider and Sucker Punch, Calyrex. I have no other way that I can do this. Shade Rider comes in. Terastallize, normal Terra. Fairy Terra, normal Terra. Yeah, normal Terra. Extreme Speed. I'm not sure if it's towards Chien-Pao or if it's towards. Okay, yep, it was towards the Zamazenta. Nope, Calyrex. Decent damage. Psy Shock to my Sash. No, not very effective. Okay. And then I'm going to use Extreme Speed here, and I'm going to Sucker Punch. Into Calyrex or Ice Spinner? The Ice Spinner. Okay, protects. Psychic into the Arceus spot. Just chip it down so I can bring my Zamazenta out later. Shadow Claw, kick with my Shade Rider. I'm gonna use my swap in. Because of the Encore, I'm very much at a disadvantage. That's okay, I'm going to protect. I'm going to Icy Wind. They're not gonna, I hope they don't view my my Chien-Pao as a threat. Extreme Speed. Right, they don't view my Chien-Pao as a threat. So, yep, Encore. Oh, so it's gonna use the Ice Spinner again. That's okay. I will get something to oh wow. Okay. Gonna switch out into Raging Bolt again. And now I can only use one skill. And just kill this freaking Calyrex that's being so annoying. Extreme Speed into the Raging Bolt. May kill it. Yep. But nothing I can do. Yep, and it kills it. But I'm sacking it. Encore. It fails because it wanted me to use my protect. Okay. Scarlet Rex faints. What's their fourth Pokemon? Bring that in. Incineroar. He's gonna fake out again. I protect with this. And then I am going to unleash it. Oh right, I can only use Ice Spinner. Ice Spinner on Arceus. My Chien-Pao is just trying to be as annoying as possible while they focus on my Zamazenta, which is definitely a threat. Extreme speed go into my Chien-Pao. Stuff. Okay, goodbye. Alright. So I think now it really depends on whether I would die to an extreme speed. Let's see. This I am resisting. Okay, it doesn't do much damage. Body press, hopefully kill. You gotta be freaking kidding me. Body press again. Is that a variant that doesn't have the flare bits? I am still +1 defense. Oh no, I'm not anymore because I switched out. I feel like suddenly everyone just got so much smarter than I am. It's okay. I think I can still win if the knockoff is the only thing they have. I just have to keep pressing body press. Okay. Yeah, the knockoff is the only attack that they have, right? So I don't want the Terra Stone. Okay, body press into Incineroar, and that should be game. That was so hard. Oh my god, that was the hardest game that I had to play. I still win, even if I get killed by Rocky Helmet. Alright, I am so glad I won that one. I would have just quit if I didn't. If I didn't win. Wow, that was very hard. Okay. Oh. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video so far, please leave a like, subscribe, comment, anything. There's a nail biter this one. I'm really glad I won this one. And I really alright, we'll go over what happened. Alright, so that was a match. The enemy had Arceus, Shade Rider, Chien-Pao, Incineroar, Rillaboom, and Smeargle. They brought out the Arceus, Shade Rider, Chien-Pao, and Incineroar. This matchup, at first I thought it was going to be a Smeargle Arceus lead, because Smeargle has so much tools to set up the Arceus, but instead the enemy decided to bring the Incineroar Chien-Pao lead, probably thinking that will help just take out one and hopefully steamroll the other. Well, let's see. So I brought the 4. I'm happy with the 4 that I brought. I know Raging Bolt didn't do anything because RC was so strong. So maybe bringing Amoongus would have been better if it was able to tank a hit. But if I no, Amoongus was still would have been better. And Incineroar didn't have any fire attacks, but even if it did, it was probably wouldn't have been that strong against it, and it is pretty but it was very weak against Shade Rider. That's also the problem. So the enemy brought out Incineroar, Chien-Pao, and I brought out the Zamazenta and Chien-Pao as well. My first turn, I checked the speed. My Chien-Pao was faster, and then the enemy Chien-Pao, and then my Zamazenta, and then the Incineroar. So now I'm trying to, figure out the speed priorities as well. And from here, my attack is lowered on my Chien-Pao, but that's not that big of a deal. It would have been easier if my Ice Spinner was stronger. But I protected just because I knew Vega was going into there, and then I Icy Winded to lower the enemy speed. That way my Zamazenta would have been faster than the enemy Chien-Pao for an easier win against the Chien-Pao. So from here, this turn 1 worked out how I wanted to. Did a sword dance, so I got really scared. So I wanted to kill. So I body pressed into Chien-Pao because I was faster, and Incineroar can't really do anything other than a parting shot. So then I Ruination into that slot, or I Ruination into that slot in case it used parting shot or anything like that. But he didn't. He decided to stay. Or no, he was slower, so I think he used just parting shot later. Chien-Pao dies. And that thing, oh no, he Will-O-Wisps. Oh, that's why. Will-O-Wisps by Chien-Pao, making the attack so little, which somehow worked out in my favor because my Chien-Pao was so threatless, people didn't care, and that really worked out in my favor because it wasn't an offensive variant, it was a defensive Assault Fist variant. And in here, Wide Guard and then Sucker Punch because I thought he was going to use Astral Barrage, but that ended up being the wrong choice. He protects. So that was the first read that the enemy made. That was really bad in my favor. And then the Sucker Punch fails. And parting shot into my Zamazenta. But my Zamazenta is now weaker. So trying to figure out what I can do here. I could have done better. No, my read was the enemy was going to attack, but it didn't. It didn't really press Astral Barrage, right? Arceus, I hate this Pokemon. It's so strong. The Swordsdance and all that shabam just gives me nightmares. So be like, now I want to kill it, but I keep forgetting that Calyrex has Encore. So I think the best thing would have been here was to recognize that and switch out my Zamazenta into something else, have something hit the Encore, and then attack with the Chien-Pao. Maybe like a Ruination. Yep, see, that was another mistake because he had Encore. So when I used the Wide Guard for nothing, he recognizes that I had an opening. He had the opening for an Encore, and I could have exploited that by pressing Ruination into the Arceus slot. and switching out into the Raging Bolt. And then Thunderbolt would have killed everything. So that was my biggest mistake. Even though I won. And then now I swapped out because I'm Encore. And then I'd be like, nah, I'm just gonna attack. But I could have Icy Winded here. Or Ruination here. Actually. Terra Stall, normal Terra. Stupid RCS. For some reason, people became so much smarter in rank 9 compared to rank 8. But like in rank 8, everyone was a pushover. But I was able to read the extreme speed. Sucker Punch didn't kill. If I didn't get burned, Side Shocked. At least it did more damage. No, it did have Shadow Claw. Now I know that it runs Shadow Claw. Should have protected here. No, no, just get an attack off, right? That's fine. And then Ice Spinner. Did I Ice Spinner into that location? Yes, I did. But it protects again. Being very scared against my Astral Barrage. But I was prioritizing RCS because it had the +1 and +2 with the Swords Dance. Shadow Claw takes it out. Not very strong against RCS. That is fine. And then my Chien-Pao does the Ice Spin. Oh no, it doesn't because it protected. And then my Zamazenta comes out again. And be like, oh, he's gonna try to attack my Zamazenta again. Right? Protect. Icy Wind. I could have just Ice Spinner, actually. That might have been better. Now that I think about it. Just kill it. Kill something, right? Maybe kill the Shade Rider. Would have been much better. Encore. Oh no, I use the Encore. So I'll use the Ice Spinner. I don't know what he was scared of. But that was done. Still didn't kill, which is unfortunate. So close. But now I switch out because he's going to Encore into my slot, right? For Protect. And then now I can only use Ice Spinner, so at Ice Spinners again. I kind of basically just do this over and over again. So I wanted to really kill the Calyrex. Extreme Speed, yep, into Chien-Pao, unfortunately kills it. Oh no, into the Raging Bolt. Okay, yeah. Because I stacked it. And then I Ice Spinner. Yep, Encore doesn't go anywhere because it died. For the Protect. Okay, and then now I am finally free of the terror of the Encore, right? So now I'm against the enemy Arceus and Incineroar. And from here I just try to brute force as much as I could. I didn't know Arceus had Protect. I guess it's not running any items, right? Because it has to run the normal plate. So I Body Press. Oh no, I Protected. So I guess he read me here. So if I Body Press here, it would have been better for sure. Because he read that I was going to Protect. Maybe I was being too obvious, but I'm being safe. Oh yeah, I was being safe for the fake out. Yeah. So it is still the right choice, even though it killed my Shenpao. And from here, I just body pressed until I won. I thought I lost at this point. I was very sure that I did. But turned out, if I don't Terra Stall Rise into Dragon, they can't do much damage, and very, very luckily, Incineroar only had knockout. So I had parting shot, knockout, fake out, and I don't know what's the fourth. It was running. It wasn't Flare Blitz. And I am very glad that it wasn't Flare Blitz. If it was Flare Blitz, I would have lost. Because I would have to choose between a Dragon Terrastallize or just leaving it as is. And leaving it as is was the right answer. Where if I left it and then I got Flare Blitz, that would have worked very negatively into my favor. Well, to my loss. To be exact, he protects Sears. I didn't read it, but that is okay. It did bring him one more turn. I think he tried to double protect. That's why he didn't get off the extreme speed damage. But maybe he thought with another extreme speed and a knockoff he would have been rage, which is possible. So he played for his own. I played for mine. I just wanted to kill the Arceus. And I did. And I barely won the game. It was a tough one. People are getting so much smarter. I don't think I'm gonna be able to hit before this season's over. But there's always next season. I will have 31 games to play next season. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep playing this team. I do want to make my own, but it's so hard to find the legendaries that I want and like fine tune and everything. Maybe when the champions hit, or it changes to a different regulation, it's easier to make the Pokemon. I would. Maybe I can do some into the showdown format when regulation F comes in. That is something that I might consider doing. Alright, well, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next battle.